There are many people in today's world that are walking around with a lot of guilt and shame and for the sins they committed in this world. But the good news is no one has to walk that way. No one has to carry so much guilt in their hearts, because we have a God who is ready to forgive any sin and every sin anytime we ask Him. That's the reason actually Jesus, He died on the cross. He knows that we are humans. We do sin and we feel guilty for that. So Jesus, He took all our shame, all our suffering on that cross for us, and till the last drop of His blood, He has shed that for us. So that if we ask for forgiveness, He is ready to forgive us. And we don't have to carry that guilt anymore in our lives. So why should we even carry? So today, the good news is, I really want to encourage every one of you, don't carry the heavy guilt in your heart. We have a loving, compassionate God who is ready to forgive us. See, in the Bible, if you look, there are two disciples that Jesus had. Out of 12 disciples, I'm going to mention two of them. One is Peter and one is Judas Iscariot. Like I mentioned last week, Judas Iscariot committed suicide, sold Jesus, and Peter denied Jesus. Both of them committed sin. But the result is both of them are guilty for what they have done. They know they have done something wrong, but Peter was forgiven, whereas Judas Iscariot wasn't forgiven. The reason is Judas Iscariot, he felt remorse. He knows what he did was wrong, but he didn't ask for forgiveness. He never ever asked Jesus to forgive him. Whereas Peter, he realized his mistake, asked Jesus to forgive him, and Jesus forgave him completely. And what happened to Judas? He died. He committed suicide because of his heavy heart and guilt. Whereas Peter, he lived his rest of his life for Jesus. So what I want to tell you today is, whatever sin you have done, never underestimate the forgiveness of God, the power of forgiveness of God. So if you feel guilty, if you feel ashamed, if you feel sorry for any mistakes, any sins you did in your life, ask God to forgive you. Lord Jesus, please forgive me of my sins. And Lord Jesus, with His open arms, He is ready to forgive you. And you and I, we don't have to feel guilty anymore in our lives. We have a compassionate big God to forgive our sins.